Does this thing work? Is this thing gonna work? Come on, YouTube. What are you doing to me? There it goes. Okay. Man, I must be getting old. Man, I must be getting old. That music's a little loud. It's never loud for me until I don't have my headphones on for a couple days, and then it's loud. I gotta get my hearing. My hearing needs muted. Oh, I gotta share this, don't I? Oh my goodness. I'm so forgetful. That's okay. Let's go. My hearing needs... Okay. Let's get this moving. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Let's get this going.
This program is about unsolved mysteries. Whenever possible, the actual family members and police officials have participated in recreating the events. What you're about to see is not a news broadcast.
Welcome to Mysteries Unsolved. Take up with menace to sobriety. Enjoy integrity in a tragedy pimp-less environment.
Oh, I love that. Harassigates. Oh, I love that.
So before we get into JLR's most recently removed...
Hey, shut up, Menace. I want to say something. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. About to fire you. Okay, I had to make sure my speakers aren't on. Hello! Hello, hello, hi! Okay, so let me bore you guys before we get into this. I want to bore you for a bit. Oh, I need my live chat. Guess what YouTube did? Guess what YouTube did, y'all? Look, you're gonna love this. So we have a new tab. So that this is not gonna get lost anymore. Because before, it was getting lost. Why? Okay, we need to zoom out a little bit. Yeah. It was getting lost. Like, you had to basically look at it when it happened, or else you would lose any super chatter membership. So that's really cool that they put a new tab on there. Hey, y'all, let me tell you a story before we get started. So I need to tell you a story about my last couple days, my last week. But because some of you you probably weren't at the kick stream that I did 3 or 4 or 5 days ago. 4 days ago, I did a kick stream and I updated you guys with what was going on, and I let you know that I was getting married, and we had gotten married. Was I getting married, or had I gotten married at that point? It's all confusing, something like that. So I told people on Kick that that's what was going on, and that's why I'd been gone for a few days, which is understandable. I can't just get married and not actually spend some time with my wife. That would be a little bit of a bad move on my part, right? Hey, wife, I'm glad you're my wife now. I have to go stream on YouTube. So I couldn't do that. But then something really cool happened. Now listen to this, because I think this is going to be cool. I got, actually, over the last 2-3 days, I got some footage, some good footage, because I went and did basically, I had a phone call kind of late at night from a family friend, and they needed help with their job, with what they do. And of course, I wasn't going to do it because I haven't done the only job I've done, the only work I've done since I started YouTube is YouTube. So I wasn't going to go and do work. My old ass, I didn't even think that my muscles still worked to that capacity, right? For physical labor. I didn't even think my body would actually work in that capacity. So I wasn't volunteering myself, but I did get a hold of another family friend so that he could go and work for a couple days. I don't really want to go. I do want to go into detail actually about what we did, but I kind of don't at the same time, because we have stalkers out there still. That whole last little thing with the stalkers and all that. But ironically, one of our friends, Mr. Menace to Sobriety, is going to update us on anything that we've missed about stalkers and what they've been doing. So that'll be awesome. That's what we're going to look at here, because I'm not going to stream too long. And I'll bring up my live chat and talk to you guys in just a minute. I got my chat up. I'm just going to talk to you. Oh, welcome back. We've missed you, Wicked says, and Wicked rejoined. Thank you, Wicked. And I've missed you guys too. So here's what happened. A woman had lost her husband, and she had lived in a home for over 40 years. Okay. So the job that I had helped a friend get another friend to work for basically was just, you know, helping her with what she needed done for that situation. So the problem was they needed another guy. And reluctantly, I kind of volunteered myself. So I was a little nervous because, again, back in the day, and thank you, Wicked, so much. Back in the day, I would have never thought twice, because, you know, I even in the summertime, when I first started YouTube for the first couple of years, in the summertime, I would do some like landscaping stuff, and sometimes, you know, someone would throw me a few dollars for helping them. Essentially, but it wasn't anything serious. It wasn't anything like employment wise, if you will. It was just like here and there. And then I did work on computers a little bit at the very beginning of my YouTube career. I would go and fix computers. But the point is, when you've been sitting in a chair for years, like an office environment for years, and then you find yourself actually using your muscles, all of your body's, you know, energy for hours and hours and hours on end throughout the entire day. I didn't know if I was going to have a breakdown. I didn't know if a bone might pop out somewhere, like one of my ribs might pop out over here, and I'd have to put it back in and then start going back to doing what I was doing, or maybe my leg would fall off or something. But what impressed me about this situation was every morning when I woke up the next day, I was so sore and I had to drag myself out of bed. But once I got moving again, I was just ready to go. So this morning I went and actually wasn't supposed to do anything. We weren't supposed to do anything this morning, but we had to load this long trailer, and one of them didn't get unloaded last night. And so I had told the guys, look, the foreman, I said, look, if you get stuck with this tomorrow and you don't have anybody to help, call me, because I will come help you, because it will take you like 4 hours to do this, and me and you can get it done in like 45 minutes. Now, we did take an hour and 5 minutes because we weren't, you know, hustling, but the end of the story is it felt really good. It did feel really good to go out, and what was really humbling about the experience was essentially talking with this family, because the daughter was there and the mother was there, and she was an elderly woman, and basically, you know, talking with her about her husband and that they had just lost, who had been in their home with them their whole lives, and, you know, hearing their stories and seeing them, you know, handling the whole thing was extremely humbling. It was just a great experience. It wasn't a good experience. It's nothing you really want to experience. It's not something that's super positive, I guess. I mean, it is, but it isn't. But it was mentally, you have to, in my opinion, you need to experience these kind of things so that you are more appreciative of what you have. So that brings me to the title. Let's move on from what I've done for the last few days to the title of this video, which is, hold on, let me check, because you know I do this bad. Hey guys, had to get married. Now, you notice in parenthesis next to that, I put and baptized. And some of you are going to wonder, why did you put that, Uni? Well, I will explain in a moment. It was actually me being silly with some people. And no, I didn't join a cult. People just like to lie. LOL. By the way, I can't believe there's 83 people here when I haven't streamed in like forever. Y'all are hardcore. It's not even evening time yet. What are you doing to me? Good to see you guys. Where did music go? Am I just not hearing it? There it is. Okay. So, okay. Had to get married. We did. We wanted to be married a long time ago. And I'm just really glad that we got that done. And it's different. It really is different. It's different to finally, you know, things you wouldn't think it would be, because when you live with somebody for years, and then, you know, you get married, you're just back home. You're just back at your home, right? So it's like, you'd think it wouldn't really be that different, but it really is. It's really different. It's actually really cool. But the whole baptized part is just me taking a shot at someone who I'd actually had an exchange with somebody, and this must have been like a few days ago or something, so that I might be a little bit late on my meme, my little memeing that I do, okay? Maybe a little bit late on memeing here. But somebody had said that because I am a Christian, I am in a cult. So I wanted to address that, but I didn't have any title space. So the best thing I thought I could do to address that was to just have a little bit of title space to say that I got baptized, because I did. And I needed to get baptized. I did. I very much needed to. So for those of you that don't know what being baptized is, I will tell you. I'll tell you why I got baptized, and why I put that in the title as a little bit of a jab at people who were trying to claim I'm in a cult or something like that. And I'll explain why they said that too in a moment. But first, I want to scan my chat. I haven't had the opportunity to scan a live chat in days. You don't realize how much you miss it. You miss scanning a live chat. Hello, Terry Cranberry. Terry Cranberry? Is that the Terry Cranberry? Weren't you around a long time ago, Terry? Yeah, I swear. If you're a new Terry Cranberry, let me know, but I recognize your username. Bizzy forgot his job. He always forgets his job, Doc. He's supposed, when I say, hey guys, he's supposed to come in with a very specific song. And every time we have a day or two off of streaming, if anyone is paying attention, you notice he always forgets. I don't have to remind you. We've been doing this for years. I don't want to argue with you right now. I'm talking to the chat. No, I'm not going to switch the scene and then have a fight with you and then switch the scene back. I'm not giving you that, Bizzy. My sound technician, Bizzy. But no, he definitely does. Thank you, Passive Hecker Nats. I need to use that word in daily conversation, and someday I'm gonna figure out how to do it. Thank you. Hopefully not married and baptized at the same ceremony. Yes, I actually dove headfirst into the pool and then came out the other end and said I do, and then ran off. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Because that's something I would do, right? No, but I did make everybody wear a headband. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was the whole joke. And look, we didn't. I don't want to get into that, but okay. So those of you that have watched my channel for a while, let me go ahead and do the little thing I've gotten together for you guys in my head here. Okay, let me just go ahead and do it real fast. Let me just go ahead and do this. You know how I am. Hey guys. So you guys know, if you've watched my channel for a while, that for the last 8 years, I have been a believer in God. I believe that there is a God, and I actually will argue with people, and I will have debates with people where they, as an atheist, try to explain or counter the points that I make, as like with Sokka. You guys remember Sokka? He's a really busy guy, really good guy who I think he's like on a submarine or something. So he has internet somehow. They must have some weird new submarine internet technology. Actually, he might be on a carrier, but anyway. And me and Sokka would have hours of discussions about God and why I think it's logical to believe that there is a God in the situation that we are in. I think it is logical. I do think that you can argue that as a position that I hold. Right? And then, of course, Sokka holds the position that it's logical for you to believe that there either isn't one, or that there isn't enough evidence or enough information to make up your mind, which would default you to that position of atheism, right? So these are really good conversations to have, because it's literally you and I, me and you and someone else holding different beliefs, but then kind of sharpening the mental sword of your argument, or practicing the craft of the argument that you want to make. And when you have a very intelligent opposition to your debate, to your discussion, when it's a very intelligent individual like Sokka or Doc or anyone else or Navy, you know, even when you have a very intelligent counter to the discussion that you have, it makes you not only furthers your opinion, it furthers your thinking, and it could change your mind even, but though it does make it more practiced, and that way when you do have some new person that you encounter to have the discussion with, you are more capable, you're more handled to be able to make the argument with them, okay? And I think that is a fascinating subject. In fact, one thing I've done while I've been kind of getting life and you know, spring cleaning and, you know, moving around furniture and getting the kid, of course, the kids have been super busy too throughout this entire thing. I'm not going to go into any detail on that, of course, but I'm just saying, while doing all these things, I have not abandoned YouTube or something. But you guys that have watched me, again, another point to those of you that have watched me for a really long time, I typically take a break in the spring, every single spring and or summer, sometime in there. We stream less, we do less, or you get burnt out. And you guys know that the thing that'll kill you, it'll kill your motivation to do anything creative, is getting burnt out. And that's the thing you really have to try not to. So this whole experience is, now this is the craziest part. The experience, and not including me actually going and helping with physical labor the last couple days, take that out of the picture, has been really good to kind of lead me in the direction that I want to go with content. But then the physical labor part, it's almost like pushing, because, you know, you sweat from the time you start working until like 10 hours later, and you don't stop sweating until then. It really kind of detoxifies not just your body, it does detoxify your mind. And it reminded me of when I was watching some videos about Japanese day-to-day life. I have a few people that live in Japan that I follow, and I was watching them, and one of them, and actually two of them, because one a normal person and the other is a celebrity who is a voice actress for Resident Evil video games. Some of you may know who she is. They will go through, part of their daily or even weekly routine is not just showering or bathing, daily routine, though they have in their shower routine a couple times a week or whatever, where they go to a steam room, and, you know, that's part of what they do every day. And it kind of really showed me, like, there is a little bit of therapeuticness. I don't know what word to use, but there's definitely a benefit, you know, to pouring sweat for a period of time. And I do think it kind of, having that experience after going through everything else we've been doing, from spring cleaning, rearranging things. I've got some new stuff for the studio. You just can't see it right now. I'll show you on Kick. I'm not going to do it on YouTube, but when I get to Kick, I'll show you guys some of the other stuff we're doing. By the way, too, I think I've got some new hard drives so that I can actually clean up this PC and reinstall Windows. I know I'm hitting you with a lot of stuff, so let me get back on topic here. I feel that I've found some new content to make, and I've got some really cool footage. I've kind of found a direction to go in, you know, while all this has been happening. So let's get into the direction that we're in right now, because, of course, one of the things I'm going to be doing is rockAlot, where we're going to be putting a lot of our extra content, or the extra things that we do, over here on rockAlot. And the thing that we're looking at right now is the Summer Wells story, because it's been a backbone for a group of people that we've talked about on this channel now for months and months and months. We led into this with a fraud raiser, the Letitia fraud raiser, and ended up finding a group of people that worked together to generate their lies and generate their conspiracies. They generate all of these kinds of slanderous and libelous thought processes and use them in tandem as a group to benefit by the people watching, accepting these narratives, accepting these lies. They use that kind of process, which is a very cult-like process, ironically, and I'm going to get back into the cult thing in a minute. to bring their content to you. And one thing that they do is they form narratives about the people around tragic situations, especially involving the most innocent, the most defenseless, and the children of these stories. And so that thinking, I think that the thinking that they are using here, this narrative, this world building, this kind of fictional world that they build with rumors, with assumptions, with it's a thing they have to feel out when they move into a story. They go in and they'll tell you what's going on with the story. They'll center in on the most mysterious parts of it, and they'll wield those mysterious parts to try and get you hooked into this new narrative. Though, as a fact checker, something I constantly find when looking into these stories is that it's just performative in the end. It's performative, and that's the basis for the moral or the legal or even moral argument about whether it's right or wrong, whether it's illegal or legal to do what they're doing in these situations. They will always default to one thing that you can find about all those people who we call tragedy pimps, which is that they claim to be doing a performative art. And that's where you'll hear words like gonzo journalism or reality television star. And they take the things about those narratives and those processes in order to make those shows or in order to make those articles in those, what do you call those things? Those tabloids, articles in the tabloids, and they combine even the process where you chase celebrities around trying to get pictures, you chase them around trying to get tidbits of information that then become valuable because they're parts of a narrative that they can use to fill in. And it's this morphing, molding thing that's very reminiscent of the conspiracy theories that we debunked for years and years and years on this platform before YouTube stepped in and banned the perpetration of conspiracy theories by taking them out of the algorithm. You feel me? Are you following me? I know I'm talking a lot here, but I haven't got to talk to you a lot in a week, and it's freaking me out, man. I'm gonna be talking a lot, man. So the last thing I gotta hit, and the reason I bring this up as a segue into what this last point is going to be the segue into Menace's video that he just put up. And by the way, Menace did not just upload one video. He has uploaded a couple. And if you haven't watched them, please do. I haven't shared them yet, but I will be sharing them after this. And hopefully you guys will go through them, leave comments, support the heck out of him. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing about this is that whole cult-like thinking, the cult-like narrative building that I just talked about, reminds me of an accusation against myself that I laughed at a few days ago. Why'd that's not the correct sound effect. It's not good. It's not good when it does. That's the thing when you're remembering. I'm not. Oh, I guess I was kind of remembering. Go ahead and do it again. I'm going to fire him, and he will not be here. He will not be around. I'm not going to pay him in his crack. You're not gonna have any, buddy. You won't. Not when you're when you're not working. You ain't having the crack. No cracky for you. Okay. Jessica says, "Have you burned that creepy picture yet?" Yes. I think that's what was making everybody mad. When I took that picture out, and I didn't just burn it, I had to fight the thing. I had a karate battle with it. Like right when I'm about to set it on fire, that little psychopath jumped out of there and started, started trying to karate fight me. So after a long karate battle, Bizzy and I finally pushed her back into the picture and lit it on fire. And that's when all those really crazy friends of ours stopped being angry. I really truly think that they were controlled by that picture, but who knows? Who knows? Someone has been perpetrating a rumor that I joined a cult. Now, this is kind of one of those weird narratives of goalpost moving that we talked about a week or two ago. So I'm not going to get in deep So what happened was, at first it was that the Discord server was a cult, and the people that, you know, were throwing fits for the last few weeks, they had to basically come up with an excuse for why the majority of all of the critical thinkers, normal people, other viewers, the majority of all of our peeps weren't angry at me for being doxxed and for withholding information from these other YouTubers and other people that are out there in that 2-week period. Which, you know, that there was a section of peeps of ours, very small group of people, who were angry because I did that and used it as some charge of pitchforks and cancellation, as you saw. So, I mean, hell, we even have heard them laughing and giggling about how they canceled me and all this stuff, right? So, anyway, what they did is they had to come up with an excuse why there were so many others in the community that weren't mad with them, weren't on their side, and weren't going to engage in this garbage. So what they did was say that we were in Discord running a cult. Now, you recall that one of their operatives was in our Discord server, and when they had said this about me being in a cult and me brainwashing all of the peeps that wouldn't agree with them and attack me, their excuse was that Uni is culting them in Discord. So when they said this, I actually called them out and said, you're lying, because I haven't been in Discord ever since we've deleted the other server. I've come in every few days for a very short period of time, and we don't even talk about any drama. We just say hi to each other, talk about, you know, trending things out there, and leave. We aren't, you know, engaging in your fake cancel culture tea party that you're all having. We're not doing it. So of course we're not, you know, doing what y'all are doing, which is all sitting in a Discord server, feeding each other narratives and trying to, you know, keep each other happy and pat each other on the butt the whole time, right? The thing that they were trying to say we were doing was actually what they were doing. Now, what I did is I brought up a fact, and I brought up one of their spies, which I had in my Discord server on purpose as the witness to, and I called him out and said, hey, you just said that we're in a cult in my server. Hey, there's your little spy. Are you going to lie and say that I've been in there talking to everybody? Or are you going to tell the truth that I haven't been in Discord? Now, this is before I got married and went to worked for a few days. This is like 2 weeks ago, okay? So long story short, they had to shift their cult narrative. So now it wasn't that we had a cult in Discord, since Uni's not in there and he's not in there talking to everybody all the time. That busts their little cult theory. So they moved the goalpost over to Uni going to church for the last 6 months is him being in a cult. And of course, the reason why we're not going to play the game of engaging with this empty fake tea, as I always say, you know, you got these tea leaves, these green, fresh tea leaves, and you pour this boiling water over them to make the best tea you've ever had. Add a little bit of sugar, add a little bit of lemon, I don't know, but you get the best tea ever from these fresh green leaves. And then you've got a pitcher sitting next to it that's just a plastic $1.50 pitcher, this beautiful glass picture with the sun reflecting through it of beautiful good tea. And then you've got this plastic pitcher from the dollar store sitting next to it that's just water, sugar, and a little food coloring. And the fake tea is this entire woke ass cancel Uni BS that they have been dancing around with for a while, and like we all know, it's died down, so who cares? But the point is, where I was going with that is basically saying, as they've moved the goalpost the whole time, that's what they did. And that tells me the fact about this. And I've been able to do this with each one of them, going from, I won't name them because they're too irrelevant to name here, but I'm just playing. I'm trying to feed into what they're doing a little bit just to take a shot, but you know me. And you've been able to look at each of them, and the main debunk, of course, was, well, if you're acting like that, then obviously you're trolling. You're not being logical. You don't have an argument. You're trolling. And I'm not going to sit and engage with trolling and waste my time when there's actual stuff to do. Alike, oh, by the way, being a Christian and getting baptized is not being in a cult. It's the opposite of being in a cult. Okay? You can't walk away from a cult. You're not allowed to think what you want to think in a cult, right? Just because you have a moral standard does not mean you're in a cult. This is why we have commentators, and then we have failures. We have people that aren't commentators that think that it's just this easiest thing in the world to do. You have a lot of people out there that think they can just go out and just, walk in, turn on their phone. We could use Molly as an example and just be the best commentator that ever lived. And no, I'm not telling you that I'm the best commentator that ever lived. I'm telling you that if you are a good commentator, all it does is take practice, preparation, work, and you actually have to form what you're going to say throughout your entire show before you go live. So, of course, let's get into what I want to tell you, because I do want to play some video games, and I have a meeting in about an hour, so let's go.
At least from the public's eye.
Let's rewind. Let's just go back to the beginning, because we've been live for a minute and some of you just came in. So let's go back to the beginning. For those of you that just came in, guess what, y'all? YouTube finally got their act together, and I'm going to keep going through the chat. Give me 1 second. They have finally added. Remember, every time we would get a membership or a super chat, if we didn't read them out within 5 minutes, they would disappear. Like we would go to our viewer activity panel on our studio and it wouldn't track them. YouTube has added this so that I can see everything that happens from super chats and memberships and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about reposting anything like you used to. Some of you would copy, like if you did a super chat, you would copy it, because if I was talking, if I was doing something, by the time I got done, I wouldn't be able to see it and it would just be gone and you'd have to tell me again. I'm just letting you know that's fixed. So thank you, YouTube, for being proactive and fixing your garbage. But I see people are tagging me, so before we start this, we're going to start this video. We're going to react to some of Menace's last two videos. Actually, we might have to do 3. Let me make sure that I don't have to do 3, and let's get this show done so that we can actually chill and I can talk to you, because we're going to go to Kick and chat for a while. So if you guys want to chat with me and you don't get a chance to, we're going to go to Kick. Yeah, we're going to have to watch both of these. I'm really mad that this video didn't do better, because this was a great video. And there's a lot going on right now. If you guys don't know this, it doesn't matter if you believe in UFOs, extraterrestrials, or whatever, okay? Whatever you believe doesn't matter. Whatever I believe doesn't matter. There are news stories right now out the yin-yang about this subject. One of them I can get for you right now, because we're going to, at the end of this, I want to show this to you. Hold on, let me grab it really fast. Then I'll hit the tags in the chat, and then we'll start up. R-Top says, I've been baptized twice. Funny story, nothing cultic about it. Well, I was baptized twice myself too. One when I was a lot younger, and then you guys know I became I became an atheist for a long period of time, from the age of 15 until I started to believe about 8 years ago. So yeah, me getting baptized again was just me reaffirming. It was just me recommitting, because I had, stepped away. But hold on, let me find this really quick. And R-Top, I missed you, buddy. I missed you. I hope you don't, I know you don't mind, but I used your picture as the thumbnail. It was the perfect freaking thumbnail for today. And I know you were probably thinking this whole time, why doesn't Uni ever use that picture as a thumbnail? Because I needed it for today. All of that time since you first drew that thumbnail has been waiting for this stream. It is the perfect thumbnail for this stream. It's absolutely perfect. Let me ask Rachel. Rachel, will you find in general, and put it at the bottom of general for me, it's a news broadcast that I shared probably this morning, about a 2 police officers investigating a bunch of calls about aliens. It was in NBC, I think. And throw it in the bottom because I can't find it and I want to get this started. Okay, let me go through the chat real quick, guys. I'm not trying to ignore any of you. UNIRACHEL, congrats. May you have many, many years of happiness together. Yes, we will. We are definitely going to. We are definitely going to. Glad to see you use my art in your thumbnail, Uni. Our top, you know. We just have to, there for each art you draw of Bizzy, there will be the perfect opportunity to use it. We just have to wait for it to come. Okay, there we go. Thank you. And real quick, okay, we're good. Recaps with Bobby says, unshirt yourself right now. What an insult to cats. I shall see myself out. Don't leave. Why, Bobby? Don't go. I like you. Stop. Unshirt. I don't have an undershirt, or I would. Do you know what, Bobby? Hold on. Hold on, Bobby. Okay, you know, that was a good comment, Bobby. So yeah, I'll play along. I'll play along because that was a good one. Sorry, 1 second. I got a brand new one. I got a brand freaking new one for today. Okay. All right. All right. Hold on, Bobby. Hold on. Hey, now it's like old times. Let's get this started. Let's get it started.
Southern Nevada is abuzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object.
Now, we're not going to watch this right now, but this is the news right now. And there are so many stories like this. Now, I do not believe there are extraterrestrials crashing in the United States and around the world. I don't believe that myself. There's a couple whistleblowers that came out right before all of this, and I'll give you my opinion on that once we get done with this. So let's go. Put on another cat shirt. I have the perfect one. I have a cat eating a piece of pizza. Hey, hi Tiff. I just have to go find it. I would play along a little more, but I already gave Bobby one little, thing, so I can't give him another. Okay, let's get moving.
This program is about unsolved mysteries. Whenever possible, the actual family members and police officials have participated in recreating the events. What you're
Oh my God, Menace, you just kill me, bro.
about to see is not a news broadcast.
God.
Welcome to Mysteries Unsolved. Take up with menace to sobriety.
You notice Menace found a new cover of Unsolved Mysteries theme song. This sounds awesome.
Enjoy integrity in a tragedy pimp-less environment.
A tragedy pimpless environment. Yeah, I mean, it is, but at the same time, we have to look at them, don't we? Harastigates. I love it. Harastigates. It's so true. So true. I mean, what else are you going to do when your hat doesn't fit that bad? Okay, when it's that big on your head, when your shirt is that big on that twig state of your body, what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? I love this song. I gotta find it. Oh, he just did this video an hour ago? No frickin' way. Okay, I'm sharing the video. I'm not gonna watch the whole video. Let me post it for you. Has actually uploaded several vids. We will go through them live over next few days, but until then you should, sorry, I have my keyboard turned on video game mode, so it's really sensitive when you hit a key. You should catch up on all of them before then. Okay, there we go. All right, let me mute my stuff. Oh shoot, oh, I didn't mean to snooze it. Okay, Summer Wells is one of the foundational stories to this cult-like group of people that use lies and manipulation around this kind of subject. This subject is a universal pull of a subject. Doesn't matter whether you're younger or older. It doesn't matter whether you're left or right, you know, conservative or liberal. It doesn't matter what you is. Or how you think, because this is going to pull you. This story is going to have an opportunity to get you. So they are twofold using these types of stories for the benefit that it gives them. It's almost free advertising. It's free real estate. It's free advertising to the tragedy pimp due to the nature of the story.
So before we get into JLR's most recently removed, at least from the public's eye, video, I want to quickly breeze through this News Nation article on the Summer Wells case because it's recent. Some of the information in this article explains why such a large number of people in the true crime community believe this is evidence of Jonathan Lee Rich's stalking and harassing the Wells family.
Okay. What is this? Summer Wells, Tennessee girl, missing out. Let's grab this really fast. Let's go through this too. After 2 years, News Nation. All right, we've got the article. So let Menace do his thing, and then we'll go through it when we get to. Actually, we've already looked at this article. We're going to look at it again, though.
So before we get into JLR's most recently removed, at least from the public's eye, video, I want to quickly breeze through this News Nation article on the Summer Wells case because it's recent. Some of the information in this article explains why such a large number of people in the true crime community believe this is evidence of Jonathan Lee Rich's stalking and harassing the Wells family.
What is it, Forgotten Half Dollar? Are you friends with Burnt Toast? Friends with Burnt Toast. I'm friendly with Burnt Toast, and I found out something I never knew. I'll talk about it after this, but she joined my Discord server, but we never got a chance to talk. I actually don't know why, but like you guys know, my Discord server got nuked, so there's no. If we were going to talk, we'd have to do like a StreamYards link or something. I have nothing against Burnt Toast. Why would I? Yeah, Burnt Toast is a great creator, does great work. Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm positive everybody I've ever been positive with. I don't let little tiny disagreements, even ones that are overblown, affect the way that I think about people. It's just, that's why people will tell you that I give people millions of chances or something. And one thing I've always tried to work on is not giving people lots of chances if they do really messed up things, because I have a propensity to do that. What I put weight on when it comes to what we cover and what's going on is for some reason a lot different than most other people. You know, I don't understand any of this garbage drama around the entire thing of doxing with me and my parents. I don't understand any of it still to this point. Now, that's not for lack of trying. It's not that I've prevented anyone from speaking to me about it. It's not that I haven't listened or I've doubled down. These things are just straight lies, because I've been open and trying to understand this whole thing. And instead of people being direct in explaining their issue, being specific, the opposite happened. We showed a lot of that a few weeks ago. So, but I don't know. Burnt Toast wasn't involved. So no, I haven't changed any opinion about Burnt Toast that I've had. No.
Now, I'm sure Jay
or anyone else, anyone in the community, literally anyone, you know, because there's some disagreement over something. That's what cancel culture is, guys. Okay. Cancel culture is where people will take things they disagree with on somebody, and instead of trying to discuss them, that's why I allowed myself to talk to Molly. That's why when I did talk to Molly, I left the door open for us to continue talking, and they were supposed to show me these receipts. Goose was, if you go watch that video, Goose was going to show me receipts and prove that Letitia hired her lawyer and that this wasn't a fraud raiser. But of course, then they lied and blocked me. But the point is, I was open to still talking to them. It doesn't mean I liked Molly or was on Molly's side. Back when the KJP drama, Katie Joy drama happened, people would try to lie and say that I supported things that Katie did, or I was, you know, Katie's, I never criticized Katie or something, regardless of the fact that all of my videos at that time were me criticizing her. And it's because there's a need for drama by trolls. Trolls need drama. People that need drama in order to have viewership or make money or whatever. People that are reliant on clickbait and drama. When they don't have auto-generating drama like Molly, because Molly's been banned, you realize how much you could go live each day just taking what Molly was doing and the things that they were trying to perpetrate, and you could have an entire video that you could upload or an entire stream that you could do, and people would be interested in it because of the behavior of Molly at the time. And when she got banned, you watched as the entire community showed you whether or not they actually have content that they're going to cover, or actually are here to do something to give you guys some type of content, or whether these are people that are reliant on drama, confusion, and cancellation and attacking. And by the way, you can't, like, some people will say that they are open-minded, or that they are against canceling people, or that they are you know, they're about community building and stuff like that, while at the same time perpetuating and grabbing that really insignificant drama and trying to milk that out, right? And if you're trying to cancel people, that is, regardless of what you claim your position is, because everyone will claim that they're against cancel culture, they're against canceling, because it is wrong. It's wrong. It's not smart. It's manipulated. People use it as manipulation, right? All the reasons I've ever been against it since the beginning, since 2016. It's what it is. It's actually more, you'd say, in this culture, if we use the current culture of politics or discussion right now, where the Overton window, as you will, sits right now, if we used that to try and if we use the verbiage of our time, we would say it's the woke way of behaving and judging others. You know, you just label somebody something. You don't care to actually hear arguments. You don't care to actually look at the truth, the facts, or the logic, and you make a decision to hold the outcome, the outcome you want from that kind of woke, or that, you know, woke's a bad word to use because you're going to think I'm trying to politicize it, and I'm not. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's the opposite of the truth. It's not logical. It's not truthful. And no, I'm not saying that the other side of politics is. It's not. All politics, both sides right now, the majority of the people that are involved in that are involved with the politics are bad. They are not following the truth. They're not leading you into any reality. They're just trying to use you for whatever it is they're trying to get, and that's both sides. It's not one side. It's not because I'll criticize one side that I'm okay with the other. And the point that I'm making in the end is, canceling people and cancel culture, if you're down with that, you're just at the wrong place. We've never been about that. Even with Molly, it was never about canceling Molly, and it was never about championing Dre. Would be the best way for me to take a recent subject and be able to compare it to what I'm trying to get through to you right now, right? But either way, I don't know, why would anyone even ever ask me that? Why would you even ask me that about burnt toast? If you'll let me know, that would be great, because what does that have to do with anything that's going on? Like, truthful, look, I answered your question. I addressed that. I'd like you to address why you even are asking me that.
JLR justifies it as some sort of journalism. However, that doesn't mean the...
I was nice about my question, so why... well, that's because they know who you are. Yeah, the reason why some of my mods are treating you like that is because they know who you are.
Other people involved, law enforcement, or the community have to agree with him. As you can see here, it's dated June 13th of this year, 2023. It discusses the basics of the Summer Wells case, which we're already informed on, so I'm not going to read the whole article.
Yeah, and I've learned more about Summer Wells. I've learned that one of the major issues with Summer was the two parents, and people would use details about the past of the parents, or things that like rumors from the town of where the parents are, and they would use those rumors to mix into the state of that story. That was what the tragedy pimps were doing, and they would go into the town through Facebook, through social media, and they would find a person that they knew what either lived close or may know of the person that they're trying to talk about. And they would do anything in their power, whether it was throw them $20, whether it was buddy up with them and just pretend to be like a random sock account so they could buddy up with them or whatever. And they would ask questions, and they'd have these long conversations where they would try to distract the person that they were talking to in order to pull specific pieces of information out of those people, so that they then could take those rumors, and those rumors would be validated by residents of the area, which would give the internet denizens that are looking in at this and say, oh wow, there's these people that are like, that's an account of a neighbor of this person, and they're literally saying, yeah, that is so sad that happened. That's making that valid. That's actually making that issue, or that point that's made valid here. And they would use those things. I'm not even going to name a couple of them because they're just rumors. Like, I'll give you an example. They were talking about how this one person would go to this little secretive area and then have sex with this other resident, and that factored into the case because of this reason, right? And that's very dangerous to do. Not only will an internet detective never get any good rumors or any true rumors when they go that route, because again, 99.9999 to 100% of the internet is absolutely fake, so they won't get any successful information when they do this, when they play this game. But they will it's a form of intense tragedy pimping. It's very invasive to privacy. It's slanderous to the people that are involved. But what if it's true, Uni? Again, you don't know if it's true or not. They're never going to know if it's true or not. But that's how they operate. They think that if you operate from a standpoint of, hey, I've got a little thing right here that says this is my opinion, and because that little this is my opinion is there, I can state as many facts as I want about this, and they think they can use that as protection. It does not work that way. It matters what you're saying. It matters what you're conveying. You feel me?
But I do want to go over these highlighted parts here. Candace and Don were never named as suspects. Hawkins County Sheriff says the Wells have cooperated. We have not ruled anything out. Everything is possible. Both Candace and Don passed polygraphs.
Which is typically, people will say that polygraph tests are not a good indicator of truth. Okay, that's a true statement. Though they can help lead somebody in a direction, right? Again, it's about not just the result of the polygraph test. It's the way the person acted, the way they answered, the things that made them nervous, Was there a physical body response to certain questions? And is there not just is there the response, but also is there a reason for that kind of response? That's a major play, a major tell in this. Someone could be nervous about something because they are having an affair and they're asked a question about a certain person and it does elicit a response. It doesn't mean that they failed that question because they're a murderer, though. So it's very complicated, and that's the main problem with internet sleuthing and tragedy pimping. As we all know, they aren't these people who are not trained, they are not experts, they're not even smart, they are not even capable. In fact, they are typically so incapable they can't even perform basic job functions and hold a regular job. And these are the people that are extracting pieces of information for others to use as a foundational fact basis to a story.
Now, I will say, I don't put much weight in polygraphs. I know Earl David Warden passed a polygraph in the 80s when he was suspected of car theft. He got pulled over a week later driving Sid's stolen car.
Yes, because there are some narcissists out there, some sociopaths. Remember, the polygraph is looking for specific and illicit body responses, physical responses. It might be a mental response, but it will be something readable. It'll be something transferable. If you're a complete and utter sociopath or a narcissist, if you're able to literally, and this is you would need to be one of the most sociopathic individuals out there to be able to do this, but you could convince yourself, even though you know you did something, you could convince yourself that you did not do it and then live that lie to the utmost degree to pass the polygraph. So that is another factor. And it is something I think that you don't just, again, use the polygraph. The polygraph is in combination with character profile. It's in combination with psychological evaluation. I could name many things that it is in combination with in order to form some opinion.
He also passed a polygraph when he was indicted for heinously violating his own daughter when she was a child. And he was just recently convicted of that crime and sentenced to 20 years behind bars.
You know what would be nice? If they took an actual scientific study of Earl David Warden, and the study would be, can this man fail a polygraph? Can he fail a polygraph? And don't even let him know you're doing that. Don't even let him know that that's what's going on. Give him like 10 ramen noodle packs every time he comes to have a new polygraph test, and then do your damnedest to be able to figure out if he can even fail a polygraph on things that he himself convinces himself of. That would be a good test, because again, someone with a conscience, somebody who actually isn't a sociopath, they may fail a polygraph test if they're asked a specific question. A complete sociopath, a complete pathological liar, a complete narcissist, though, you're going to have an issue.
So past polygraphs don't mean someone's telling the truth by any means.
No, not at all.
Nonetheless, 2 people took polygraphs here and 2 people passed them. The article goes on to say that their lives have been consumed by harassment coming from...
That is not just a claim. That is a factual statement. And Menace is I'm glad you highlighted this point of the article, because yes, you can just see it yourself. Does that mean you just go to social media and look and see all these people that are mad? No, I'm talking about the people that pursue them. This is the case. I'm almost positive that this is the case where the dad got fired. I always confuse Wells and Watts, but you know what I'm saying? The point is, though, in both of those cases, intense and constant money-motivated harassment was a major factor in that case.
From people online, and that they've recently had to move out of the state to Arkansas. So the harassment was so bad, so many bullhorns.
It's so sad. The story is so sad in its own.
And so much chaos, so many allegations and accusations, that they moved almost 12 hours away, damn near 750 miles to get away from it.
I would have went to Hawaii or Alaska myself.
And what happens? Jonathan Lee Riches travels to Arkansas and accosts them.
Well, who would have thunk it?
Did he make a special trip nearly 18 hours and almost 12?
Wow, I'm doing good today. I thought I'd be a little bit rusty, but I'm doing good with my responses.
100 miles to find them.
Sorry, Menace, do that again.
Jonathan Lee Riches travels to Arkansas, and it costs.
Doc says internet sleuths do not have to consider the chain of possession of the evidence or what is permissible in a courtroom. They can just make things up and folks will watch them. Yes, and Doc, in my opinion, it's about time that we actually start putting the responsibility on the people that are responsible. Because it's not just the tragedy pimps. It's the people that watch them, the people that allow themselves to be entertained by fake reality television attached to a child's passing. And we start to actually hold a standard that is a completely normal standard. It's abnormal to say that we should just be okay with the fact that this is how it is. Number one, it's not how it is. Number two, it's not okay. And number three, they tragedy pimps.
Did he make a special trip nearly 18 hours and almost 12?
Man, I'm on fire today. I'm on fire.
100 miles to find.
My commentary game is on fire today.
Find them? I don't know. Maybe he happened to be in town because of a major breakthrough in a story he's covering and just.
Oh, yes. I'm sure that there's a normal explanation.
Just happened to stumble upon their car in a parking lot.
It was a total accident. It's not. This has nothing to do with Buster Murdaugh's wife claiming that he was sniffing her car seat. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do that so good. Nothing. Nothing. Am I getting close to lobster levels of nothing? Oh, man, I'm getting rusty. I'm getting so rusty.
That must be it. Because we all know that JLR doesn't spend his entire existence digging up info on folks.
Oh, no. It's not like he sleeps for less than an hour every night while sitting there obsessing over people because he's such a freaking weirdo, creepy creepster. No, that's impossible.
Anyway. So he finds the motel they're living at.
No way. No way. What a fucking creepy creeper. No, that was actually too many creepies. I'm not going to do more. You are just as creepy as him. You are just as creepy. You're both, the creep level of your existence is equal. Yes. You sniff car seats. You're the only two people I know on the face of the planet that sniffs people's car seats. What are you sniffing for? Why do you sniff that? What? Savory? What does that mean, Bizzy?
Make sure to get clear video of the name of the motel.
That's gross.
So that they're good and doxed.
I'm going to tell you right now, Bizzy, I hate car seat sniffers. I hate them. I hate them. Stop crying. Stop crying. I hate them. I actually did a story many years ago, and it got some views, about a man that sniffed a chair. It was at a, I'm just going to show you. You think I'm lying about car? You think this is a bit that I hate car seat sniffers like JLR and Bizzy? Hold on. GDQ. So this was games done quick seat sniffer. Oh, you thought Uni was making stuff up. No, back in 2017, I reported on this story.
My mind's telling me no.
No. No music.
What's happening on this chair?
What? Somebody's butt?
Okay, no music, please. Thank you. Okay, here's the famous 2017 seat sniff. So this nerdy video game player, for the first time in his life since he left his basement of Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, and Super Nintendo cartridges lining the walls, had somehow the grace of God and circumstance brought him next to a blonde woman. So when she got up to walk away, he had to find a reason to put his nose near her chair. You think I'm lying. Watch this. Lean down for the sniffy sniff. Now, also, I always try to get people... He is, Perry UK, he is. I always try to get people to look at the robotic nature of a seat sniffer because they become literal robots when they start to sniff seats. Bzz. Seat sniff operation is applicable. Seat sniff engage. Bzz. 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 Sniff initiated. Successful sniff has operated. Okay, now tell me if this dude doesn't go full robot when he starts to sniff this seat. Watch. Tell me. Tell me this. Watch. It's a robotic seat sniff. I'm telling you. Menace. I'm telling you. These seat sniffers gotta go. These seat sniffers, they gotta go. Including you and JLR.
And recording their car and making sure to get a close-up of their license plate.
How is this not stalking, though? How is this not stalking? See, when you make a YouTube video and you talk about what somebody is doing and you give your opinion, that is called your right. Okay? Though, when you dig into a person, reveal private details about them, you're already wrong. You are already in the wrong. There's only a few specific circumstances where it's okay to even do that first part. Though, once you find the private details about those people, once you either share them or you initiate some form of pursuance, is when you've met the definition of not only harassment, but doxing and other things. Okay?
Multiple times as he circles the car recording. Then knocks
I'm going to pull this down for a minute.
on their door, making sure to give his supporters a good view of their room number,
Oh, good. Menace censored it? Okay.
solidifying a hard dox of Donna.
Yes, this is literally intent for doxing. Intent. This should be tagged to Team YouTube. Not the censored version. The uncensored version that was uploaded needs to be tagged to YouTube. Don't worry. I'm actually talking with YouTube Legal, and I'll make sure that they get every detail of what happened so that applicable community guidelines will be applied in this situation. Though, this is why you literally look back on what happened with myself, telling you guys that from the very beginning, from the instant that they obtained me and my family's information, they acted upon it and shared it and doxed and harassed us. The instant. Okay? From the beginning, the intent, it was the intent. You look back at why did he look up the details? Pursue. By the way, you can't just look up the details. They're in a hotel. You would have had to pursue their details in the most violating way possible to be able to get the Wells details. Most likely paying people off that may be close to the family, right? And this is why the Wells now are going to have to pack up. They're going to have to go to a different town, a different place, and a different hotel. And instead of telling the most immediate family members, because then those family members may be out of love and caring because another family, cousin or someone comes up and they say, I miss them. Are they okay? Where are they? And they slip up and tell them a detail. And then that person may get bribed or for whatever reason releases the information to some weird account online. And look at the danger. It is dangerous for weirdos from YouTube to go around stalking people like this. It is dangerous. It is not meant for the purposes of information, like these insane people that will claim that we didn't get doxxed, we didn't get harassed from the beginning. These insane idiots out there, they have no ability to judge intent. They have no ability to judge more than just the instant information. They take the instant information and they rush out to make a determination, right? You see what I'm saying? But if there was any question to whether, when I had come out and told y'all what had happened to ourselves, and all these other people defended JLR and said, no, Uni, you're lying that he did X, Y, and Z. You're lying that this happened. All they were doing was, if maybe they didn't like me for whatever reason, or they were mad at me for some little thing, and or whatever their motivation was, they were defending the intent of that behavior. They were making excuses for that behavior. And I would challenge any of you to go back to their videos, to their live streams, listen to what they're saying. Listen to the points that they adhere to. Listen to the things that they attach to. And ask yourself, why are they saying? Do they have evidence that it was a lie, that not only was this PayPal docs a dox, but that it was acted upon from the beginning? Did they have evidence just to come out and lie to everybody and say that I was lying? Or to lie to everybody and say that he didn't do this or that he didn't do that? This is what this man does. He has the intent to monetize the reaction. The reaction. Let's say he went there and just appropriately knocked and said, I'm a reporter, even though he's not. He's such not a reporter that his reporter hat is 19 sizes too big. Just like his underwear. Just like his undershirt. Just like his socks. Just like his shoes. Just like his pants. Just like his arms. Just like his legs. Just like his conscience. Just like his morals. Just like his ethics. But my point here is, if he would have went up and knocked, and they would have come out and he would have asked them, hey, I'm a reporter and I have a few questions for you, and he would have recorded them telling, I don't want to talk to you, and shut the door. And if he would have walked away and not recorded the license plate and the town and the information and released it and all the things that he actually did, what would be the motivation? You already know they don't want to talk to you. You already know they don't want to interact with you. So where is the harassment start? Where does the invasion of privacy, when the context is looking up information on somebody, when does the invasion of privacy start in the context of looking up their information, pursuing the information, recording the information? It starts at the very beginning. It starts when they act upon it. You understand? If the intent isn't something appropriate, it starts when they act upon it. So no, it's not a lie to say that. It's not a lie to say that the minute he started to pursue them, the minute he acted upon information on them, that he had doxed and is harassing them. It's true. It's a fact. Okay? That's why you go to jail when you try to murder somebody, but you fail. Okay? That's why if your intent is to murder somebody and the cops find out that you got their information and started to go to do it, and they just happen to stop you while you're driving, or they just happen to see you eating at a restaurant on the way to do it, you still go to jail. You still get in massive amounts of trouble. You lose freedom for 20 and 30 and 40 years and shit. That's why it happens, guys. Okay? So for people to lie, because that's what it is, an outright lie, and say that other outcome and other situations and other times when things like this has happened, and for them to just come out and defend the creeper, that's why when they were doing that, I just said, okay, let them defend the creeper. Let them hold this opinion, because once I know that that's how someone is, I don't want to interact with them. I don't want to have a relationship with them. I don't care about them anymore myself, right? This is wrong, but it's wrong. It's not wrong the minute he walked up to the car. It's not wrong the minute he uploaded it. It's wrong that he started to do this and went to do this in the first place. Yes, but Uni, 5 minutes into the trip, the person decided not to murder the other people and went home. It's still wrong. Is it not? Oh, you're saying that it's fine then? Okay, gotcha. Right. Anyway, I've missed you guys. And you're awesome. But I need time to talk to my peeps and say hi to them and catch up with them. And I need time to go to Kick and do a stream where I can relax and play a video game and chill with my friends. So I will be going. Though, I hope to see you somewhere before the Kick stream. I don't know if I'm going to be in Discord or not, or I'd say Discord. I'm going to, you know what I'll do? I'll jump into my server. I know that most of you aren't there, but anyway. I'll try to do a mobile stream at some point, and then I will be on Kick tonight. And tomorrow, we are going to remind the entire Unifam to watch all of Menace's videos, and especially watch and share his video on the aliens among us, because I'm going to end this stream. Malicious intent, Perry. I think that's a good way to put it. The thing is, again, you may stop yourself. Let's say that you have the intent to stab somebody. You may stop yourself before you do it, but you need to fix that intent. That's why you can be arrested and you can be locked up if you act upon that intent, but you just decide to stop yourself before you do it. It's still a crime. It's still wrong. And the reason is, you guys, no one should even be gaining the intent, regardless if they stop themselves going into the issue or not. They shouldn't be gaining, they shouldn't be acting upon that intent. They shouldn't be having it. And it's the thing that a lot of these people won't talk about is the character of the person. That the fact that they're even so desperate online, they're so, oh my God, you know what? Speaking of being desperate online, you can support my show. I forgot to pin this, guys. Sorry. PayPal.UNIRock and $UNIRock if you want to. Of course, you don't have to, obviously. It's just optional. I'll pin that to the top of the chat. And while because we're going to be talking about this a lot coming up in the next few months because of some things you need to see. Now, this is not fake. This is real. This is recent. This is a few days ago. And I want you to see what happened, because this is really happening.
Southern Nevada is abuzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object and the alleged sighting of strange creatures in the backyard of a Northwest Valley home.
So it was last night that 8 News Now investigator David Charnes reported about how Metro Police responded back on May 1st after receiving a strange call from a very frightened family. Well, our report generated a global response, and now piecing together the sequence of events has been kind of tricky, in part because the primary witnesses have been almost as elusive as the beings they say they encountered. Chief Investigator George Knapp is as perplexed as the rest of us, George.
George Knapp is it's interesting to see George on the news being hired by 8 News Now Las Vegas as a, I was going to say scientific, but we'll go ahead with it, as a source to cover, because of his base of knowledge over the last X amount of years involving UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's what they call it now. What we used to call a UFO or crop circle or anything like that. Knapp has been investigating it for a long time. So it's like taking someone that is actually mildly respected in the field of ufology or UAPs and hiring them on the news to break down these stories due to the frequency and the subject matter. Okay, so that is the first thing to realize here.
As you know, this is not our first UFO rodeo. We first heard about the incident in early May via the Metro Police grapevine. The incident has a lot in common with other bizarre cases from around the world: an alleged crash, strange beings, and bits and pieces that don't make sense. But the police took this seriously, and so do we.
Just before midnight on April 30th, Skywalker.
Okay, so you see this? They're going to play this a few times. This is most likely a comet, falling star, a meteor streaking through the sky. The fact, though, that it was seen here is the thing that is of interest. The fact that it's being recorded by these police officers' body cam. Now, what are the police doing while investigating this? They are being told by this family, an entire family, not just one person, an entire family stood at their back door and saw 10-foot tall beings. This is not, I don't, by the way, believe this. I don't, you know, I'm not telling you this is true. I'm telling you what happened. They say that they saw 10-foot tall beings with very black eyes, and they basically were the shape, the look of a gray alien. You know, those creepy gray aliens with really thin arms and legs and stuff. And then, but normally when people talk about gray aliens, they talk about them being like 4 feet tall. They're saying these grays were built. They were like big, and they were 10 foot tall. Though I don't believe that these were aliens. I'm just making sure you know that.
Watchers across several western states saw a bright fireball streak through the heavens.
There are several recordings, and it looks green in every recording. And I'm trying to ask myself, the moon also, though, or this light, it could be a hanging light. It might not be the moon. But these lights do have a green hue, and I don't think that's natural. So I think if you were there, you'd see a little less green, more yellow, okay?
A police officer working in the Northwest Valley caught a glimpse of the colorful object on his body cam. At nearly the same time, a Ring camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash.
That's just too much. That something fell out of the sky and actually crashed. That was the sound of the whistling, which the whistling is made when the object falls through the sky because of the air being displaced in the way that it happens, and then a crash as if it hit the ground. But the thing is, you would expect that a meteor or an object to hit the ground to kill people. It is so strange that you would have something fall out of the sky, but it doesn't leave a crater. It doesn't leave a displaced ground hole, and it doesn't also have an energy burst that harms windows, dogs, cats, people, trees, and things like this.
One family living in a ranch.
Green shows that there is iron or copper in the meteor, says Janie. Janie, oh my gosh, it's good to see you. I love you. I've missed you, and good to see you.
Style home had a much closer view of the object. Two brothers and their father were working on a vehicle in their yard when they caught a glimpse of a sparkly object as it came crashing down, then were hit by what they describe as a shock wave. One of the witnesses, a young man named Angel, has stated when the brothers looked into the yard where the object landed, that spot was obscured and blurry, as if by unknown form of camouflage. What they saw next prompted a frantic call to 911.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big.
I don't know what to think because I don't really believe that this person saw actual aliens. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I don't know if I'm having cognitive dissonance or if I'm just a skeptic. I don't believe that an alien vehicle crashed, and I don't think that there were big, tall alien dudes walking around their yard in my head. And to see this on the news is just strange. It just blows my mind.
Big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
8 News Now investigating.
They said that these beings stood there looking at them. Multiple people. You would be able to excuse this kind of report if it was a single person, because you're like, dude, did you take some drugs, bro? Did you hit your head, bro? It's like, what's going on, bro? Were you dreaming, bro? But when you got multiple people involved, you're like, okay, come on now. What are you doing to us? What are you doing?
Investigators have spoken with family members multiple times in the past 4 weeks, but each of the 3 times we accepted their invitation to do an interview, they didn't answer the door or their phone.
Now, there's a lot more to this story, and unfortunately, you're going to have to watch UNIRock 2 to hear more about this stuff, because I'm going to follow the kind of developments that are going on. And again, I'm a skeptic. I'm going to be very clear to all of you. I am not trying to, I don't believe that there are UFOs. I don't believe in aliens, just to be straight with you. This is a personal belief of mine. And some of you do, and that's fine. That's why I love having you watch, because some of you will hold that opposing opinion. I'll hold my opposing opinion, and others of you out there can hold your opinions. Though this is not a singular issue. If it was just this news broadcast, if it was just a couple other things, that would be one thing. But it's actually the response and the reaction and the way that the news media is doing this. Look, I don't trust the news. Any of you that have looked at any of my content over the years knows that I do not trust a single word that comes out of the mainstream media. I think that I know that they're in bed with the government, they're in bed with the feds, they're in bed with all of them. You are just, it's not a conspiracy theory at all to say that at least 10% of people working at news media are hired, paid, or influenced by the feds. It's not a conspiracy. This is proven. So it's one of the reasons why I'm skeptical literally on any claim, and I'm just the type of person that has to really look at something before I'll change my mind to any degree, even the slightest. Now, with the media, it's the way that they have hired a UFO investigator to. Now, I'm not putting George Knapp down because I think George has done a very logical job discussing all of this. I hope George takes the stance of a debunker throughout his being hired here. But I know, though, that some of my old school friends are going to be happy that we're going to talk about this issue because, again, it's not that I'm trying to talk about it. It's just there's so much out there right now. We have to. Also, I have found a great channel, Black Conservative Patriot. Why does he never come up? Like, that's the name of his channel. How about Greg Foreman BCP? There he is. Okay. Now, there's some stories that he's been covering that I've very, very much looked into. The bike story that he covered for a while. Now I'm interested in the Starbucks story. Starbucks got sued for $25 million successfully because they fired a manager because the manager was white, and the trial ended up rewarding the person because they found that they were being discriminated against. Now, there's a new development with Starbucks. Also, here's Greg's video on this. So basically, look, I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're a conservative. I hate politics. Most of you guys know this about me. I think it's one of the most divisive. I think it's one of the most hateful things in our culture right now. And it should not be that way. It's a sign of a sick culture when politics, which essentially, if you look at actually what politics is, it's the way that we govern ourselves. It's the way that we make decisions in governing ourselves. It's the foundation of a culture because it's the way that people, and I'm talking about the effect, but it's the way that people, at the core level decide what is acceptable and what isn't and how we're going to treat each other. And that, yeah, there's a lot of people out there, regardless of where you live, what country you live in, that will not hate another person because they disagree with them. That's evil. That's wrong. Though in politics, there's a large percentage of people that follow it that do. I'm against hate, the hating of people due to their opinions, due to their discussions. I am for discussion. I am for working out, educating, each other, accepting each other's viewpoints so that hopefully people will find the truth and they can rest on it as the foundation for what we believe. Because if we can't accept the truth, anything is possible. And unfortunately, in those situations, as we've covered on my channels, typically when we aren't using the truth to decide what reality is, 99% of those decisions are hateful. They are wrong. They end up unjustly or unfairly targeting people and going against people. So again, take a look at the subjects that Greg is conservative, and all throughout his stuff, he's arguing the conservative way of thinking. And I think we all are smart enough to be able to hold our own opinions. This is the channel that I think is finding some of the best weird stories that are going on right now, just so that you guys might want to take a, you don't even have to watch his video, but if you want to find some topics to look into, you could start there. Okay, now I'm gonna go because I got stuff to do. I'll be back here in an hour or two. We'll be on Kick when I get back. I missed y'all. I love y'all. No, I didn't join a cult. Yes, I got married. Yes, I got baptized. I don't understand how me having a religion somehow immediately means that you've joined a cult. Very, very dumb people, though, in our internet space and in our world, of course, are so closed-minded that for some reason that's where they have to rest. It's a coping mechanism. They are coping with the fact that they were wrong, and that I also believe, and I'll just get a little bit candid for a second here. I'll get a little bit personal with you. Oh, by the way, Bobby the cat, I took my shirt off. It's your turn to put a shirt on, Bobby the cat. What shirt will you wear? Will it be offensive towards me or humans in general? I guess we'll find out, Bobby the cat. Anyway, though, to get a little bit personal with you, get a little bit candid with you. I don't care. Look, I missed you guys. You know what? Fine. I think some people looked at me, being busy, and they look at the fact that I didn't talk for a while due to the lawsuit and my lawyer's guidance. Though then, after I'd come back and responded a little bit, I got busy again, and I think they think, oh, Uni is busy, so he quit YouTube or something like that. And literally it's the same kind of thinking that, someone's in a cult or whatever. It's just an assumption, and they live off of assumption. They don't live off of facts is the issue. So anyway, I will see you guys real soon. And if my mods are around in about an hour, I'm going to jump into Discord. If you're there, I just want to talk to you. I miss you and I love you and I want to see you. See you later. Bye-bye. Make sure you click the subscribe button as the show ends on rockAlot and UNIRock2 YouTube. Also at UNIRockTv on Twitter. We have TikTok and all those other things at the About section. You can find that. And if you want to support us, you can do it at paypal.me/UNIRock and $UNIRock on Cash App. I really appreciate you and love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace! But